You like that? Took me 5 minutes.
I wouldn't have guessed a second over 4.
What better way to start the show? Yeah, I should have added that. Check, 1, 2. Mommy made me mash my M&M's. Mom. Mommy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're live.
I got on like 5 minutes ago and had like no.
Yeah, Plane showed up and I forgot he was coming. So
yeah,
I was like, oh hey, yeah, you're gonna be here. Cool, you're the first one.
Yeah. Oh, are you the host now? Yeah. I told him about it. I mean, because Ben had mentioned it and having him on, and then he wanted to talk, so I called him on. I talked to him a few hours ago about the show and like what we're doing, and he threw some ideas at me, and it was just good to catch up. But yeah, I mean, I just told him like it'd be cool to have him on, so we'll just get to catch up with him a little bit and then have him to play Quick Cash. So, but yeah, I don't think he's I don't think he's changed very much, but then it's just like when I look at all of us, it's like I don't think we've really changed that much either. You know, I mean, it hasn't been that long, but at the same time, it's just kind of like it's funny how, you know, all this time it's like, yeah, you know, we're still kind of the same people. So
yeah. So who are we having on today, Kmac?
Zach Plain.
This person we were just randomly talking about that you all should know.
Oh yeah, everyone knows him. Yeah, you didn't get that from the intro. Yeah, so we'll have him on. Man, other than that, what to talk about? I wanted to talk to Nick about what is going on with that, his tax stuff, because it was funny that Jeff, or who is he? He talked to someone and he's like, yeah, it was Jeffrey last week or on Wednesday. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I got a bunch of money and I have to pay it back. And Jeffrey's like, oh yeah, me too. So I don't know. I'd like to know what's going on there, but
we'll see. Nick's in a work meeting tonight, so we may or may not get him.
Yeah, he came on like a few minutes before, and I was like, "Oh, cool, Nick's here." And then he's like, "Yeah, sorry, gotta go." It's like,
just want to say hi to Zach.
Yeah, thanks.
See ya.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nick. You're really ruining the whole show.
Didn't give us anything, dude. When he messaged us at like 1:30 last night or something,
I had no idea what he was talking about. I thought that was like a mistake. Like he meant to send that to like Olivia or someone. I had no idea what he was talking about.
That's
I was
funny.
very confused.
Yeah, I mean, I would have gotten on like a few hours earlier, but it's like no chance. Like it's so late, and like I'd like to at least try to keep some schedule. But all right.
Your Fortnite schedule, strict Fortnite schedule,
dude. The Boner Squad used to mean something.
Now we got the Kmac Attack.
Yeah, when no one was doing anything.
You get one or the other.
Yeah, dude, Ben, nice background, man. What made you choose that?
I like SpongeBob.
I saw a guy with a Squidward tattoo today.
Oh, that's gnarly.
Yeah, actually, he had like a Squidward and like a Kirby, and I think there was a some Pokemon. It might have been Pikachu. A bunch of random cartoons. It was pretty sick. It was on his
That's sick. I haven't shouted out properly, but most of my background ideas come from Callie. I come up with a couple on my own, but most of the good ones have been her. So I'll give her the appropriate shout out.
I did not tell him to say that.
She didn't tell me to say that, but I wanted to say that.
Okay, wait,
it's
stop
true.
the broadcast. Who's that?
Who's this?
Fourth voice. Breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, that's just Callie hanging out in the background.
She's just hanging out in Shell City somewhere.
Shell City?
I honestly, I mean, I didn't even pick up that it was from SpongeBob, except like that font that was on that sign.
You even watch SpongeBob?
Dude, it's been a long time. I really, it can even like stream it anywhere.
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, and I think it's on something like one of those new like
Peacock
or something. Yeah, but I'm
Oh.
pretty. I used to watch it all the time on Amazon Prime.
How did NBC get
Nickelodeon
the rights to
Plus.
SpongeBob? That's weird.
They are the same. They're like the parent company of
Oh, are they really?
of Nickelodeon.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Ah, you learn something every day. Wow.
Interesting. Nice, man. Nice.
Nice.
Cool. Well, I did have this video up of some more fails, not necessarily ones that we'll vote on, but just ones that I found that I've seen before, and they're all mostly with the news, but they're news ones in particular during the winter, because we might be out of the winter. We might have another one coming. Who knows? It's
Right.
hard to tell.
It was 60 today for me.
Yeah, it got
about
up
you
to
guys?
60 here too. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a great day to get locked out of my girlfriend's apartment building.
Yeah, dude. So
mean,
yeah, walk.
yeah.
Does Kyle know about that?
Probably not. So I was hanging out at my girlfriend's apartment while she was at work, just killing some time waiting for her to get home. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take the trash out, be a nice boyfriend. And I forgot that her like building front door locks. So I got locked out while she was at work. Luckily I had my phone. So I was able to get a hold of her, have her get a hold of one of her friends that was in the building to let me in. But it was all in all, I got to spend some nice time. Put on a coat before I like take out the garbage or something. So what if it was like 0 degrees and I just wasn't wearing a coat?
Right.
I don't know. I probably just started hitting all the like buzzers, for each part. Let me in.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
you probably, like you mentioned there, like that one girl that was like by her window. You probably would have like scratched at the door or something.
I know it would have freaked her out, but
Yeah.
whatever.
That's funny. Well, glad you got back in. So you call Callie, and then when is she allowed on her phone? Like, is there a time when it's like, oh, sorry, like I can't be on my phone. I just looked at it.
I mean, I think if it's like in that case, she can give a call. I don't think it's that regimented, but the worst part is the building where she works doesn't get very good reception. So I was just hoping she would see my texts, but it all worked out.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Good day to get locked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I just always see those posts that are like, this is what weather's really like in the Midwest. It's like, oh, winter, first winter, fall, spring, second winter, fake.
I know the Midwest has like a weird
know.
obsession with like trying to tell everybody that how crazy their weather is.
The funny
Yeah.
thing though is if you move out of this region, every region does the same thing. They just like paste over the word Midwest and just put like Florida
In their
or whatever,
memes.
like Ohio. It's just like they just use the same memes and just change the name, which I find really funny. I didn't know that until I like moved out of the Midwest for a while, and all my friends were like still posting the same stuff with just different states.
Right. It's like, that sounds really familiar. Oh, they just changed the name. Yeah, for sure. So you don't have access to her place? Like she isn't gonna, can you get
You
like
didn't make
a
a copy of
spare
the key?
key?
You didn't
I
make
mean,
a copy.
possibly.
Get in.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't have one
Yeah,
at
that's
the
fair.
time.
Okay, well,
You
that's
really
not
should have
bad.
been thinking about that, you know?
I know I should have been planning for weeks ahead of
It's
time.
really on you.
Yeah, dude.
If
No.
I would have planned that far ahead, I wouldn't have gotten locked out.
It's true. I mean, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, dude. Well, glad you made it in. Okay, moving on. We're gonna look at these videos. So I'm gonna share my screen.
Wait, can we talk more about me getting locked out? I don't feel like we really fleshed it out.
Ben got no.
Approximately how much time? Really, how long were you out there for? Like 10 minutes?
Oh my God, who cares?
4 or 5 hours? No, I'm just kidding. It was like 30 minutes maybe total. I don't know.
Oof.
Solid. Okay, we're gonna we'll look
So
at these.
moving on for real.
Yeah, we're gonna look at these winter fails. You can see my screen. Hopefully, my sound is shared. Again, we're not really voting, but they're pretty hilarious.
Out here on Flagpole Hill at White Rock Lake, where you really got to watch your backside.
Can you see that at all?
Yeah, we saw it.
Okay, good. Because last time it was you were like, oh, it's 1 frame per second.
No, that was good.
So this one's from like
That's so
1982. It's super old, but it's just like it's so funny that I mean it couldn't have been timed better. I'm gonna play it again.
Out here on Flagpole Hill at White Rock Lake, where you really got to watch your backside.
that could be staged. How perfect that timing is. Just like you better watch your backside. It just
I know. Boom. It's not. There's no delay. You know it's coming too. Like you can see it in the background.
Yeah. What did he? I don't know how he didn't see. He just looked behind him and then turned around. Did he like turn at the last second on the sled?
The guy on the sled?
I mean, the guy on the sled must have turned because like the reporter was looking right behind him. And then turned around and immediately got hit. Like, how did he not see it coming?
Yeah, I think the reporter was more like, oh, let me just look over here to see what's going on. But the sled was like on the other side, and it was so fast. I don't know. I feel like he just wasn't really paying that much attention. And if he was, he had 0.3 seconds to react. So yeah. I don't think it would have done him very good. All right, this next one I really wish Nick were here for because like I pulled it because of him. Because it reminds me a lot of what he might sound like if he did a weather report. It's just like classic Nick. Here we go. Blip. All right.
I'm Kid O'Shea. Storm is on snow covered storm drains, and with the rain on the way, why you're going to want to get these storm drains uncovered. We'll tell you why coming up in a live report.
It's like, what did he just say?
That is so Nick. That's so funny.
Yeah, he just always is constantly like, hey, people make fun of me for my stutter or whatever, which, maybe they do. Was that a thing in high school with him?
Yeah, it was me. I made fun of him.
Oh, okay. You're everyone. But yeah, he just always brings that up, and like I'll kind of joke at him about it when we're on Fortnite or something. But when I saw that, I'm like, that's just so funny. Like, what is this guy talking about? Like, what about the storm drains? I
think he's just one of those people that thinks faster than he talks, and it twists up his words. Now I can't talk. Oh man.
Twists words. It's weather, rain.
He gets his twisted, mixed words.
Yeah, I think there was just there was so much like talk about the rain that caused this, or like the snow that caused the water to cause the storm drain to cause the watch your step, and like it all just kind of bled together. Let's I'm gonna try that one again. But yeah, I immediately just thought of Nick right away.
And good morning, I'm Kid O'Shea. Storm is on snow covered storm drains, and with the rain on the way, why you're going to want to get these storm drains uncovered. We'll tell you why coming up in a live report.
And what is his name? Ken O'Shea? Is that one word?
It's one name. It's Ken O'Shea.
Yeah, I assume it's Ken O'Shea, like it's like a apostrophe or whatever, but I was just very confused. All right, this next one's kind of like the first one, but in reverse in a way. And it's just like you can see it, like you see what's about to happen, but you're not sure like if it's going to, and then it just completely comes to fruition, and it's awesome.
Por supuesto, jugando con los trineos. De hecho, vamos a hacer la prueba, nos vamos a subir aquí con Irene y a darnos un pequeño paseo.
Like you see her with the microphone.
I knew it.
Still just like, oh, there it goes. Like, what is it attached to? Boom.
Oh.
So funny.
Man.
I don't know where this is from, but yeah, you just see it like the cameraman's probably like, wait, and then
yeah. That's so fun. As soon as I saw she was still holding onto the microphone while getting on the sled, I was like, this is not gonna work out. And I was like, what's she gonna do? Just like throw the microphone? I don't know.
Yeah. What did she think? Like, I'll just set it like next to me and they'll follow me with the camera.
Yeah.
It's obviously not wireless, and I don't know. I just thought that was so funny because that's probably not an expensive camera. Now it's all wet.
Yeah.
Like it just was a whole thing. Oh man, that's good.
That's funny. I was wondering for a while, like when I was like, how long is this mic cable? And then you just see
exactly.
the camera. As soon as you start thinking, like, hey, where's that what's it attached? Like the camera hits the ground.
Yeah. It's so funny. I always wonder about accidents like that. And like, obviously, probably caused a lot of damage, cost a lot of money. If those people like lost their job, or it was just like, nah, that's coming out of your paycheck.
I almost wonder if it's just like, yeah, whatever, and like no harm, no foul. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So this next one is excuse me, kind of the same thing, but we just get to see what happens at the bottom of the hill.
On the proper way to sled down a hill that's more muddy
than
snowy.
Is it my Facebook?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I just clicked on the first one. You guys don't want to see that? All right, here we go.
Way to sled down a hill that's more muddy than snowy. They say no matter what, just have fun, use your hands, and make sure you steer.
Oh no!
I thought surely she was gonna run into the cameraman.
Right. I know.
There's a snowball there.
It's so perfect because it's such a long, like...
The cameraman doesn't even know what's coming.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be a face plant. I just knew it. Just face first is never a good way to go.
Exactly. And of all the things in the, like, just a completely open field, the path perfectly steers right into that, like half-made snowman. She, like, the rest of the clip, she's laughing and whatever, but it's just so funny that it's just like, boom. And I don't, like, she had to see that it was down there, but I guess she just was not expecting, like, that's the route it was going to take. But that one I thought was hilarious. This next one is a little longer, but it kind of ends in like the same
Yeah,
kind
I saw that when you first had that clip pulled up. I know that I was hoping you were going to show this one. This was my favorite winter weather.
Very low impact on dry snow, so your feet don't get wet.
It's incredible, though. Just
what
did you do?
Oh wait, okay.
I
forgot to edit that when okay. We're gonna start right now.
Up with Chelsea and Michael, who were jogging by, and were nice to just stop for a quick second. And I said, "What are you doing running?" And you're saying it was really good out.
It's the perfect texture for running. Very low impact on its dry snow, so your feet don't get wet.
It's incredible, though, just to see even people still on their bicycles.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it with the bikes. Like braking, at least we can control. At worst case, we can just slide right through a stop sign.
We've seen a lot of people out here, like you said, running, sledding, just enjoying it. One thing, oops, that can happen.
Looks like it hurts.
Unfortunately, looks like Chelsea's okay. You okay?
Yeah,
like, I'm fine.
You gotta feel like such an idiot after you just were talking about, this is the perfect texture for running.
That's fine.
Exactly.
I mean, we're pretty safe out here.
Well, she's trying to catch up clearly, and then she tries to slow down, and then the weather reporter's like, "Oops." She's like, "Oh, she's like probably got a concussion."
That can happen.
Oops.
That'll happen. You'll have that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like she's standing by the camera's like, "Are you okay?" It's just like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're just standing there doing the weather.
Yeah, you just embarrassed her unnecessarily. Like,
yeah, we like immediately cut away. Like, that's instead of like, let's see how she gets up, and then like walks away.
Oh, this is awkward. Better keep filming it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's funny because like Ben, it's just like the way that they start the interview, like they know everything about snow. They've been doing it for a long time. They're obviously no one is like, there's like a car or two, like no one's outside, but they have to go running. They got to run and they know how to do it. And they're wearing like those, super reflective jackets. So you could see them from a mile away and then instantly like instant karma. But those were the only ones that I found that I thought were worthy. Did you guys have a favorite?
I've always loved that video of the runners. It's just so comedic to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The first one was hilarious, though. With the ice skating.
That guy from like
it's just the timing could not
80s.
have been better.
Yeah, I know. I think, that one was so quick and perfect. And then that one was like a little longer, but the karma aspect was like so funny. And The guy that couldn't
karma.
talk right. Not necessarily karma, I guess.
That's what you get for running. Yeah,
it's some hubris.
Yeah.
It's definitely your hubris for sure.
Whatever that means. And then the woman with the microphone, like I think there are some good contenders in there. So let us know in the comments.
Or call in.
Yeah. Call in right now. Is the link up?
Yeah, it's up right now.
Okay, solid.
Right now.
If you want to let us know your favorite clip, call us.
Let us know.
Hop on Zoom real quick.
Let us know.
See how you work that in. Well, we just got a little bit left for Zach. He's gonna probably hop on here in a bit. Last week we got to talk to Jeffrey on Wednesday. And he was really excited about it. He really liked it. He put a video up recently on Instagram of like how to get rich. And that was pretty funny. If you guys saw that, I shared that. And yeah, it was pretty funny. Another friend of mine, she commented on it and was like, I know exactly what he's talking about. Like, I work 2 jobs and like, I totally understand. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like you can get rich if, you work 40 to 50 hours a week. And so he really liked being on the show. And we had a really good time. I think we were really entertained, and he enjoyed what we had to say. So you guys seem to like it too.
I don't really get along with Jeffrey very well.
Rivals.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure why you had him on.
No, he's always a good time. He's always We've spent many hours talking about a lot of those same things that we talked about last week. So
That's awesome.
It was nice.
So I mean, I wanted to ask. I kind of asked him, but like, you may have answered this, Ben. But like, is that something you see yourself doing? Like moving somewhere to pursue something like that?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think it's definitely one way to do. I mean, I think if you really want to make a life out of it, you gotta go to where the gigs are. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen myself doing something like that in the future. We'll see what ends up happening. But
right, nice. But Kyle, can you change the link to click in for Zoom is kind of hard to read. Can you change that now or
no? I mean, I could try it.
I mean, it's not super. I mean, I don't think we
bit.ly/Kmac Attack if you can't read it.
Yeah, it's just like
there's no font like stock on that I found yet that looks good. So we'll work on it.
I mean, even one that's like white that's out like has an outline to it.
As long as we're doing notes, Kmac, if you can
tell me everything that's going wrong. What else do we have to do?
Your interview style could use some work. I'm just kidding.
I could.
It was really boring the last time. Could you maybe step it up a little bit?
I'll try. I'm gonna get everyone we've talked to on at the same time. So we'll.
I'm telling Jeffrey Howard if you don't step it up.
Casey Watson, please. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll promote the show tomorrow. Ben, do you have a recipe for tonight? Like you'd like to share?
Yeah, I can do a recipe.
That'd be
Cue
awesome.
the music.
Yeah, sorry, give me 1 second.
I can't do a recipe without the music.
I know, it's rough.
Yeah, they're synonymous.
Let me see if I can share my sound. Let's see if that works.
Waiting.
Yeah. You have to wait a little bit longer.
Ben, I felt any more side effects from the vaccine, or are you just like over it?
How's that?
It's way too loud.
How's that?
Today's recipe.
That'll get some attention.
So we joked about it the other day on the show. I wanted to go ahead and bring the recipe, but I've got a nice miso honey glazed salmon recipe. That is really delicious to go to. It's a recipe that's always sure to impress, but it's also super simple. So basically, I get some a nice fillet of salmon. This is a recipe I usually like to make just for a couple people. Not usually like a good leftover dish, maybe a little bit, but you get a nice thick cut of salmon with the skin on and everything. And then you're going to make a nice little honey glaze. So about equal parts honey to a white miso paste. And then I add a little bit of soy sauce in there as well. Kind of mix that all together into one paste. Then you're going to want to just kind of dunk your salmon fillet in there, get it nice and covered, and then basically let that marinate for probably about 30 minutes. You can do it for longer, but 30 minutes is plenty to let it soak in. And then from there, really just kind of preheat your oven up to, I usually do about 425. And then I put my salmon on my tray. And then a lot of times what I'll do is add some kind of vegetable in there with the pan. Sometimes I do green beans, or I'll do asparagus. Those are the main two I like to do. But then you just put it in the oven for like 15-20 minutes, and then I like to pull it out and then finish it in the broiler for about 5 minutes to give it like a little bit more of a kind of a charred broil taste, and that's going to brown up that glaze. And then it's just a matter of just slicing it up, eating it. I like to serve it alongside maybe some garlic mashed potatoes, which I'm sure there's a billion recipes for that. Just basically just cook up some potatoes. I usually like to add a little bit of cream, some garlic, some butter, salt, pepper to taste for your mashed potatoes. But you can, I'm sure everybody's got a way that they like to make mashed potatoes, so that's a good thing to go alongside of it. But yeah, there you go. That's a nice, really simple recipe. I got that from probably my favorite internet chef, J. Kenji Lopez Alt. Check him out. He's a very great YouTuber with some really, binging with Babish is really into him as well. So yeah, that's a really simple one. So try that one out. That's the first meal I made for Callie, and she stuck around, so I think it works pretty well.
If you want someone you care about to stay in your life, make them miso, honey. Yeah, you say it's easy, but these always go over my head because I don't really know how to cook. Like, I can.
Do you have any questions? It's not. Okay.
Yeah. What is?
Go to the store.
What's miso?
Just walk me through the whole
What's
process of. Yeah. Explain miso and honey.
What is like just slice it up, eating it. Like, I like to serve it alongside.
I mean, if we were actually together and we had the food or something, like it'd probably obviously be a little easier. Yeah, you say it's easy, but these always go over my head. I think the thing that confuses me is like always like the measuring, like all the measuring.
Do you have any questions? It's not
broiling. Like
okay.
Yeah. What is?
Go to the store. Yeah, I mean, for as far as this recipe is great because it usually it kind of I mean there's not like really big amounts necessarily because it depends on the size of that fillet, but really at the end of the day if you make too much you just have a little extra glaze later on. Like it's not you know, since it's just a glaze, you use as much as you need for the actual recipe, but if you make a little bit of extra, you know, it's not the end of the world. And sometimes that can even help coat it up. So I don't know, it's just you can just kind of eyeball it a little bit. That's kind of the beauty of this recipe. That it's just, you know, as long as you keep about that honey and that miso amounts pretty close, it's gonna end up tasting really great. And then as far as the cooking process goes, once you just have it sit in that glaze, you just put it in the oven for 15-20 minutes and you're pretty much good to go.
Okay, how long does the process take before the oven, would you say? Like actually making it?
Actually making it, I mean, it's going to take you 2 minutes to whisk together the miso paste and the honey. And then, like I said, you just coat the salmon fillet in that glaze and just let it sit in the bowl or something, or the tray, whatever you're glazing it in, for like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on, and that's it. I mean, what I like to do is you just whisk together that miso and then the honey, and then you just let it sit there. And then while you're doing that, you know, turn on the oven, let it get preheating, start to whip together your mashed potatoes, cut up your asparagus, those kind of things. And then all in all, the recipe, I mean, the whole cooking process from start to finish, you're going to be eating in probably 40-45 minutes total.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like that's a long time for me to
Well, then just don't do it.
I want to. I wish that I could. I mean, again, I'm just not proactive enough to like go get ingredients and like get all the things.
Go watch his videos. Does he have J. Kenji Lopez have a video for this?
Yes, he has a video for this exact recipe.
Yeah, go watch it.
I think he does it in like an outdoor broiler, like a pizza oven. But you translate all those things just to your oven. It's not anything too special. He just happens to have some fancy outdoor pizza ovens. But you can make it in any oven. I think on his website it even has it says toaster oven. Like you can just put it in a toaster oven. I mean, it can be really simple. This particular one is really easy. So yeah, check out his videos. I think Jay Kenji's a really great cook to follow if you don't know a lot about cooking, because he actually shows you the whole step. So where other chefs online or cooks online are editing together to make it look super fast and simple, he just has literally a GoPro like POV camera that he wears on his head, and you watch him cook everything from start to finish. So it's really great to watch him do it. Of course, he's pretty quick because he's really experienced, but it's really easy to follow along and see exactly what he's doing. Because I definitely have that frustration too when I'm watching cooking shows and you see them cook and you're like, wait, how'd they do that? Like they'll be like, oh, just do this really fast, and you're like, I don't even know what you just did, and then you're lost and that discourages you. But I think you should check him out if you want to learn more about cooking.
Is it Jay Kenji or
Kenji? J. Period.
Is that
KENJI Lopez -alt ALT.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'll have to check it out because that's something that whenever I see, it's like in particular like relationship related things, it's like women always look for men that can cook. I'm just like, well, I'm not one of those, so I guess I'm never gonna find anybody.
You probably shouldn't read those articles.
I can
in general, but.
Well, I mean, I know that people like that are dating, like that is something that is appreciated.
Oh, sure.
It's like, hey, I made you some to
know how to cook.
No, but again, I think it's a perk.
Helps.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I made you some Velveeta cheese shells again. It's like,
well, think about it as
cool.
something that's good for you too. I mean, something just to treat yourself at home. And I think it'll all stem from there.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out. Give me something to work towards. And you get your ingredients from Aldi?
You're damn right I do. Sometimes it is hard to find.
You'll get that double back guarantee if you don't like it.
That's true. I have had trouble. Sometimes I can't find the miso paste there, but any big grocery store chain is gonna have miso paste. Usually, like if they have like an Asian or international food aisle, it's usually where you can find miso paste.
Okay, sweet. All right, man. Thanks. That's a good one. And yeah, if you don't understand why Ben brought it up, Nick made a hilarious joke that he'll never top ever again. The last show. It literally took me until like a couple of days ago. I was like, miso honey, like why was that so funny? Oh my god. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But I'm with it. I understand. Oh, so Ben, I told you that my grandma had messaged me.
Yeah.
When you called me. Yeah, so my grandma, who is on Facebook, she and I have never messaged on there before, but today Ben called when he was locked out, and I get a message from her. It was just like, hi, how are you doing? And with the same picture that, that I know that she has, but it was just odd because she had never done this before. And then it was new enough that like when people first message you on Facebook, you can see like their friends or, where they like their location or whatever. None of that was there. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And I click on her profile and nothing is there. Like no information, no friends, no posts. So I, was obviously a bit skeptical and I responded. I was like, I'm fine. How are you? And oh, I can't read them back. They're all gone now. But she's like, my life is going really well. I was wondering how you and the family are doing. And just kind of like, that's an odd thing to ask.
You are my family.
Yeah,
Grandma.
Right. It's like,
yeah.
So yeah, I told this to Ben. He's like, dude, that sounds kind of fishy. I was like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Because I don't want to be like, grandma, like, screw you. You're not really grandma or whatever. And then it turns out to actually be her. But then like half an hour ago, I saw her actually post on her own page say that she got hacked, and like if you get any messages or friend requests, just ignore them. I was like, oh, that's really ironic because I did both of those. But yeah, I just want to let you know because it was very strange. And the fact that like they took her picture and everything, I don't know what they were trying to achieve, but that's
Trying to get some money out of you, man.
Yeah,
Hey
I'm
Kyle, I
sure.
need $500 now because my car just broke down in the middle of the highway and something like that.
And of course, a good thing too, they do a lot of this stuff on Sundays or in the evening because they can always go, oh, since the bank is closed, I can't go to the bank. Please PayPal me, $50 and I'll pay you back tomorrow. I wouldn't ask if it's really important, all that.
My sister got by one of those scams.
Really?
Yeah, it was rough. It came from like her principal. It was really weird. I guess the principal supposedly sent out a bunch of got hacked and sent out to a bunch of their he or she's employees. So yeah, she got scammed out of that a little bit, but.
Jeez, man, I hate that. That's a reality that we live in. Is that people like their job or their like MO is just to scam people. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, this one was like something like I need $400 or something in like Amazon gift cards or something. I will reimburse you tomorrow or whatever. And then like she went and did it because it came from her principal's email address. I was like, okay, I guess, and then. Then then she contacts her principal with like Amazon gift cards, and the principal's like, "What the heck?" No.
Yeah.
So
that sucks. I mean, that's hard. Yeah.
At my work, one time we had one of like my bosses had gotten hacked, and he sent an email out to all the employees saying, "Hey, we're getting someone a Christmas present. If everybody could just like." Pitch in like $5 to an Amazon gift card, just like click on this link and like whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. They're pretty clever about it that way.
There's a guy on YouTube. His name is Scammer Payback.
I was about to bring that up.
Him. Oh yeah, you follow him?
Yeah.
His videos are hilarious, but he like hacks into the computers of these scammers and just starts like deleting files, and it's like all these files that they've saved of other people that they scammed, and so like personal details and stuff, and they have no idea he's doing it because he like I think it's just like through they use a program called like TeamViewer, and like he somehow gets access to the whole file system without like them actually knowing. So it's I don't know, it's interesting, but it's kind of hilarious, like the scammer's reaction at the end. They're like, no, give me my files back, no. And they're all like, so yeah.
That's funny. I'll have to look that up. We'll have to pull that.
Scammer Payback on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the ones in the computer, but people that like when they steal stuff and then they like get like hit with glitter and like fart smell, and like I just saw one today. I think it was a TikTok where a guy was stealing a bike, and all of a sudden he just like flips over and just hits the ground super hard, and it was just like tied to like a zip thing, and it's like, this is what happens when you try to steal. And it was super satisfying. Nick, what up, man?
Howdy. Just got back from a meeting.
So we're gonna move forward. And how'd it go?
Oh, it wasn't the worst one. Like any meeting, there's people who just want to talk, but luckily this one wasn't that bad. It was just, there was some information that was pertinent to me, so there you go. Luckily, there's been some people on Zoom meetings who are just so excited to see people sometimes where they kind of forget that they're in a meeting. And there's other people there. A meeting that starts at 8 p.m. on a Sunday. So it's like most people are just like, I want to get my information and get out. Today was not the worst, but
what was the worst?
I've been in. The worst was probably the first one, where especially since I was in with a bunch of elderly people who were adept to Zoom and stuff, so they would just talk while walking around their house with their audio on, and if there's another person in their house that was also on the Zoom call, you get the feedback of them, and like nothing that they said was of any interest to anyone besides themselves, but they had to make sure you knew of it. So that one was bad. This one was just kind of by the book, boilerplate meeting.
They've learned by
nothing
now.
Really to say. Well, they've learned, and I've learned which meetings to join to avoid some of the more problematic because I really don't know if they've learned. I've just learned to avoid them.
Oh, okay. So there's multiple options you have throughout the week or something?
Yeah, they were all during Kmac Attack, unfortunately. It was either Sunday or Wednesday at 8.
They know, man. They know. We gotta keep.
They're all
Nick from
viewers. They're
doing
trying to
show.
sabotage. They're trying to sabotage.
That's really funny.
So like it was just like, oh, that sucks. Yeah, so that's funny. Nick,
Yeah.
I think you're using computer mic. That's completely possible. Yeah. Wait, why is this not even? It's not even showing up. That's weird. Yeah, we were at a murder mystery yesterday, so all my stuff got off. All right.
Oh,
So
solid. Zach, welcome to the show, man. What's going on?
I'm doing good. How are you? How are you?
Much better now that you're here, man.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to
Thank
see
you. I
you.
appreciate it.
I just heard your voice a few hours ago, but I was telling the guys that after talking to you for a little bit, I was like, I don't think Zach has really changed that much. But then it's like we look at each other and we're like, I don't think any of us have really changed. Like, it hasn't been that long, but I mean, you've moved, not halfway across the country, like all the way across the country. And I think you're still, sticking to your roots. You are who you are, and I admire that a lot because I haven't seen you for a long time, and yeah, man, it's just it's good to see you. So
Dude, I think Seattle's really changed you.
Dude, you're such
Actually,
a West Coaster.
I was gonna make the argument tonight that actually now me and Nick have the most in common.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Well,
go on.
We're both music teachers.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So like, raise your hand if you're still in music. That's like the big question. I chose to become a music teacher, and that's the only thing that I could do. Right.
Still in it. Trying to get out.
Once I got to Seattle, man, it was pretty hard. I think you guys know, I saved up money before I even went, and my family's not that poor anyway. So I saved up a couple $1,000s for the move, but it took me about like 3 or 4 months to get this job, to get a teaching job here. And then once I got it, I just kind of stuck with it. I tried doing other things. I tried going into sound.
Mm-hmm.
For like 2 years.
Right.
And it didn't work out for me. I didn't like it, like professional live sound.
Yeah, I mean Ben could talk
Not a
about
fan.
that. He did that for a long time, and
I could.
Speaking of live sound, who wants to test my mic? Okay, up, down. I think it's working now.
That's perfect.
You sound a little
good
bag.
volume.
Yeah.
Good volume.
Best.
Up,
Yeah, man,
down.
good.
You sound good.
Okay,
get a
well,
new mic?
clearly we don't have any professionals here. No wonder you guys left the field.
Can you turn up the phantom power on your microphone, please?
Okay. That takes
This
a
one
candle.
requires
You have a
49
candle?
volts.
I really wonder, is there any like device that has like non-standardized like phantom power? Like there's some that like need to go up to the 50 volts or anything,
Well,
and you
at
can
that point,
actually
it's not
change
phantom
it.
power though, because phantom power is always 48 volts.
I
Just some of
know, but like I wonder if there's any consoles you can find that does have like
Oh,
adjustable.
like old ass stuff.
No,
Maybe
the big one
looking at their old
is,
standard.
do they have phantoms on the channels, or is it like an on or off phantom, which is very common in the industry, where if you turn it on, it just turns phantom on for all of the tracks, no matter what, and creates an extreme explosion sound. Like it's
Experienced that before.
It's every bar has like a piece of tape written on it, like don't fucking press this button, like written right next to the phantom power. And for good cause. It's because all the young people who would get hired there and be like, whoa, and they don't know how that phantom power works, would hit that button. It has such a charge that if the sound system is already on, boom, it's a gunshot like sound in the bar, and everyone's ears will ring. Oh,
Yeah.
I did that in the middle
did
of
it
a
once.
vocal jazz rehearsal once. and it
Everybody's
was
done
just
it.
a
Like
big
every
buzz.
soundman has done it. It's a learning experience.
Yeah. Kyle, you did that in the middle of a performance?
No, not a performance, a rehearsal. Thank
It's
God.
thank God it's during a sound check.
I forgot.
That's why you sound check.
I forgot who was telling this story. I think it was one of our professors, but they were in Europe and they were setting up speaker system, and they got like banana clips and are looking like, how do I get this to the front of
banana
house? They
clips.
look by and in the wall, they're like, oh, there's an input here where I can put it. Just in case you didn't know, that he was in Europe, so it was different outlets. So he just takes the whole sound system, plugs it right into the outlets, which it's 120 volts or amps, whatever, up in Europe. So twice as much in the US, and so it just blew out the entire system. And
anyone there will probably get hearing that.
It was just one big smack, just enough to break everything.
Here's the classic one. Has anyone else so when you're setting up monitors, okay, there's always a problem, and so you just have to go up and check, and then that's when the big explosion happens from the monitors, especially if you're working with multiple people. Like if someone's like by the board and you're like, okay, just like don't touch the monitors, and you go up there to check them out. that I experienced the most. That was pretty.
I met a person who lost I met a person who lost their hearing in a year because of basically that sound system blew out right when they were singing.
That happens.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I eventually learned the trick of anytime you're troubleshooting an issue with audio, you have to mute everything before you make any changes.
Agreed.
So if you think that there's something wrong, like even if you are like, oh, I think this button will fix it, mute everything, then push that button.
So much
I would do that too.
education happening on the show. I was not prepared for this.
Oh yes, just sound. Yeah.
Write that down, Kmac.
Milliken Education teaches you this stuff.
Yeah, wait.
No, I
and the School of Hard Knocks.
I thrived in that job for like 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, wait, Ben, explain to the folks at home what phantom power is.
It's a mysterious, spooky source of energy that audio equipment is able to tap into. I
believe it emanates from Shell City.
It does. It emanates from Shell City. It's very mysterious. Nobody knows how it works. It's very complicated. But yes, it's paranormal is the answer.
We recommend beginners instantly use it. That's the big deal.
It'll do wonders to your sound. It'll instantly make your mix sound good.
It's kind of like auto-tune, but we don't know how it works.
More the better. So Zach, you, I mean, for people that listen that don't know, I mean, we all went to school with you, and you just kind of like right out of the gate moved out to Seattle. So what was your goal when you wanted to move out there? What did you have in mind?
Oh, dude, hard-hitting questions. I wanted to start a band out here. I wanted to start a shoegaze project out here, and I tried about
shoegaze.
Yeah, Kmac, explain to the folks at home what shoegaze is.
No, I'll let Zach do that. Go ahead.
No, it was so basically I wanted to start a very specific kind of band that I would be in charge of the direction, so that I would be in total control of the sound. And I met a few people over the course of working sound and all that. I met a few people who were interested, and there was one or two jump starts where we already began the recording and planning process for moving forward. But they always fell apart. They always fell apart in the end. It was just too much money. It was usually just too much money, not enough time. Everybody was volunteering their time for any of this stuff. I offered to pay people, but most of us had other jobs anyways. Mm-hmm. And it just never worked out. And I never could figure out if there was even a market for it anyway. Most of the money that I saw in live music in Seattle, and at least in the bar scene, was coming from like a baby boomer clientele. It's like an older clientele. And yeah.
So what is shoegaze? Like, what would we expect to hear?
In that? Okay. Well, so shoegaze is like a kind of music that came about in the early 90s, mainly from Scotland and Ireland. It had like a bit of presence on the East Coast in the early 90s, but basically when Seattle blew up in like the whole grunge era, when Seattle blew up, it kind of took all the wind from that energy and put it into that new movement. So shoegaze died pretty soon after it was born. There's a band called My Bloody Valentine that like they're like that's the big American. Sorry, no, they're Irish, I believe, or Scottish. Oh God, because I'm about to list a few of these, and they're all Irish and Scottish. I think the other one is Slow Dive.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I know.
They're from the
So-
Scottish Irish, same thing.
Well,
Sure, they
I
say
like
the same thing too.
American, yeah, all the same.
It's really pretty to me. It's my favorite kind of music. It's like it's where the guitars just go wild with effects, and they call it like a wall of sound, kind of like impact.
Oh, like Phil Spector. Yeah. I know what kind
Well, there's a lot of uses of
Like
wall.
show choir.
There's uses. There's a lot of uses of that
Term I
term.
hear.
It's kind of an annoying term, but I don't know. Like when I listen to it, it's like it creates like a really foggy kind of mood, like really interesting kind of sounds. I like that kind of stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to check that out. So you try to record, you try to get a band together, and it doesn't work out. So then where do you go? I mean, how long would you say that you tried to keep this idea going, and then when it didn't happen, what was that backup
Pivot.
for you?
About 3 years. 3 years was the kind of plan. Especially in Seattle, like if I couldn't figure it out by 3 years, how many times was I willing to restart? And that's an ongoing process, you know. I could still change my mind. Because I've been working at this teaching job, I make enough money to pay my bills just with that one job. Even though I barely work, you know, like 23 hours a week. So it's only a part-time job. But even then, like just the hourly rate is so high, I can maintain, you know, pretty decent lifestyle, even in the city. So I guess my college degree got me that much, got me that far, you know, being able to keep a pretty lazy but pretty steady job that pays well enough to pursue other things. So like my options are I could like teach full time, right? The problem is I work at a private school, and so they've probably not a lot of full-time positions available. You know, those are probably for the guys who've been working there for like 10 years. Kind of deal.
I haven't seen like a private studio that has any full time.
I know. So
how many?
I know exactly. That's where that's the conclusion I've kind of made.
It's 80 kids a week, you know, if you're doing.
I work at
12-hour
3,
lessons.
so and yeah.
I know, dude.
There's no one who's full time, except for the owners. But like,
I'm actually
I don't think they're technically
these days I'm the busiest I've been since the pandemic has been going on. I'm like at the busiest with. I'm at the perfect amount of students that I want to have.
Are you doing in
like,
person or virtual?
Actually, both.
Okay.
I do in persons once a week. So I go to the school itself. I go to the location, and I have about a couple. You know, not a lot. Probably like 10% of my students, 5% of my students between there choose to do in-person lessons. Anyway, most people in Seattle are very, very pro government response to the pandemic. So most people are pretty thrilled about working from home here.
Yeah.
And people like respect.
Well, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I find it interesting because like one thing that's been for me is like my retention rate with Zoom lessons has been pretty good, but no one's coming in new for it. So the few times where I am in person, those are it's the only place I'm growing right now. So I'm curious about how it is
strange.
in your area.
For me too, I had a growth spurt because we must be one of the few schools who still offer in-persons. Yeah, I can totally see that there was a growth spurt recently when it came to students. I don't know. I'm doing pretty good. Like they just kind of burst all, and I haven't had a single student drop since 6 months, I'd say.
How many students do you have? And like what ages are they?
I have like, I don't want to get too much into detail, but I'll be like really big. About 30. I have about 30 students a week, and I offer hour lessons. Hour lessons are quite demanding, so those are usually for college students. So most people get 30-minute lessons, and it's a good level for them. It's good to have like a private instructor with my kind of background for them, because I really understand where they are at, like with their musical abilities. And mostly beginners, some intermediate, but mostly beginners. I haven't had like a professional level student yet.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like wanted to do it in college sort of thing.
Mhm.
But all ages, from youngest that I do is 7. I think that's a little young, but that's my line, and to adults. So adults, teenagers, and children.
Nice, man. Yeah, and it's great that you are able to do that, you know, at, like you said, part-time, and it works for you, and you're not being like forced, or you don't feel obligated to find something anymore. And maybe, there is still a chance where you can connect with other musicians and still get something
thank you.
started.
Those are kind words.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, especially after the pandemic. Because honestly, that's something that I'm tossing around right now is, maybe teaching privately and what that might look like, the financial, the gains and the losses and the amount of time and stuff like that. But this is not about me. This is about you. Yeah. But you told me earlier too, Zach, outside of all the musical stuff, that you're learning Japanese and that you, quote, said it was a gold mine. What do you mean by that?
Gold mine.
And why? Why did you start to get into it? And where are you at in your studies? Can you speak fluently yet?
A little bit. Chotto. I don't really want to speak Japanese here. So Koko ni, because I can do like a little bit, just like I can do like example sentences, because I think that's what you want to hear is like cool like example sentences. But remember that our audience speaks English, so like there's no way to verify if whatever I'm saying is true. Also I'm a student too. So gakusei desu. So gakusei desu means I'm a student, or gakusei mo desu means I'm also a student. So like, don't trust everything I say because I'm a beginner too.
Yeah, I'm not asking like, hey, dude, say your, talk to us in Japanese for a minute. But
I just ran that through Google Translate, and you just said I'm a potato sandwich.
Potato, yeah.
I don't know much Japanese. I don't know if that means something, but in America, we don't call ourselves potato sandwiches.
Yeah.
Nick.
Well, okay. The thing about the culture is there's a lot of shame, and how to put this lightly, some deserve more shame than others. You know what I mean?
So you had this goal in mind to be in a band and write the music, and now you are teaching, and now what is this next goal? Why are you learning Japanese?
Because we were talking earlier about like sticking with it, transitions, all that kind of stuff. It's like I do think it's kind of a young man's game, music. If I continue to pursue it, like especially live music, into my 30s, I'm gonna stay like single forever. I think that's like the deal breaker. It's like, do I want to be married to music? Like, do I want to like stay with music my entire life? And for me, it's like, no, I kind of want to have kids. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to have kids in my 30s. Like my younger years are for, music and stuff like this. So it only felt like a natural kind of shift for me. Now, why like choose Japanese? It's more for the culture. I like the politeness, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's not like the food and like the anime and stuff like that, all that cool stuff. It's the level of thought placed into others is built into the language, and it's built into the culture. So my experiences with Japanese people have been very respectful and like pleasant. Which is
Bushido kind of thing.
Bushido, it's just a different culture. It's just a different culture, so I don't quite understand everything about it. There's a lot of interesting examples we can, of course, discuss and talk about. It is quite a long topic, so we can't cover like everything. But I'm really summing it up by saying that I'm interested in Japanese culture because it's an interesting way to look at myself as well, and how I think and treat others.
That's awesome. I think that's, it definitely goes beyond, I think, what most people might think of why someone would go into the language. Like, oh yeah, it's just a cool language and I want to make money, but it really, you do seem to want to immerse yourself for a good reason. And I mean, do you kind of envision yourself living in Japan, or is it more?
Correct. No, the path is through working in Japan, which begins for most foreigners teaching English. So teaching Japanese students English. And that was the job I was going for recently. The truth is that Japanese education in English isn't that great, and the native teachers aren't qualified to teach like students English. So they need help, basically. They need help. So what happens is Americans come in and act as assistants. To be an assistant, you don't need to be fluent because you already have the teacher with you in the classroom. So you'll never have a situation where you can't translate in front of like a group of 30 children, which if that happens, whatever, you know. But I tried getting that job. I don't think it didn't work out this year, likely because of the pandemic made it pretty impossible. I thought my resume looked pretty good because I had so many like face-to-face hours teaching music, which I would argue is very similar to teaching another language. So I still think that's a strength, and that's a good thing. But these days, no, I'm kind of committed to taking the time to beef up my resume for next year's application, or applications to other jobs related to Japanese culture and speaking Japanese. Of course, like I'm thinking about one door now, but it does open up other doors. I do enjoy teaching. Teaching is kind of cool. There's lots of stuff that you can teach people beyond just music, just by being like a presence in their week.
Yeah, I mean, you're constantly there in their lives, and things come up that you might not have had planned, but you're ready to talk about because it was brought up, and it offers a lot of opportunity.
Cool. It's very cool.
I mean, because I teach full time at a public school. I teach choir, and I've been doing that for 3 years. So
wow,
it's
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's you know, it has its perks, it has its struggles. You know, it's a whole classroom of kids, and it can be a lot to manage. But over time, you know, building a rapport with the kids and having that relationship with them, where it does kind of spawn those moments of, you know, this doesn't have anything to do with choir, but I could teach you about it. And those are really cool opportunities that you don't plan for, but it happens and everything kind of works out. So that's awesome, man. I mean, I really wish you luck on that. And
thank you.
I can't, I'm curious to see, you know, how much you are able to, what time you'll be like totally fluent and people can just like come up to you and be like, dude, he just spoke Japanese, and like that was awesome. Yeah, man.
Japanese?
Yeah,
I think he is.
I mean, just like Zach said, we might not even know if it's true or not, but we'll take his word for it.
It's true. It's true. It's true. That's what that means.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. I mean, yeah, it's just crazy that. Do you like it out on the West Coast? How often have you come back? Because your family's still in Illinois, I assume.
Good point. How things have changed over the years. It's been 3.5 years since school. Basically, when I left for Seattle, my family left Illinois. I was the youngest of the children, so now that I had moved out, only my parents were living in a big house in Naperville. So they sold they sold the house in Naperville and moved to Michigan. And lately they bought a house in Florida. So now, like, I think the next move is they're gonna move down to Florida permanently. So really, my attachments to the Midwest are kind of gone. You know, I visited Ben in Orlando once, and that was a crazy time.
We got yelled at wait, what was there? Soarin'?
Disney's Soarin'. Yeah, they had they had a stupid fucking I'm gonna lay the F-bombs down. They had that stupid ride where you go and you fly around the world and it's like splashes like this chemical smell in your face.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying. One of the smells is the dirt smell. like an elephant throws dirt in your face, like you're flying over the Serengeti, and like the elephant shoots dirt in your face, and it actually smells like dirt. Like it smells bad. You're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, is that not California anymore, or did they go everywhere and so
I
on now?
it's everywhere.
Okay. And then yeah, when I was in line, I went into the wrong spot for the line. It was just me and Ben and like the security guard or whatever you call it there. So I went into the wrong spot supposedly, and the guy said, "No, move over here," and I moved the wrong direction. And he said, "What the fuck, are you blind? Move over here."
Did he say that?
That sounds like a Disney etiquette.
No.
Yeah, I feel like Disney, you're not allowed to do that.
No lying. I'm not lying. Okay, I'm trying to remember what he said. I think he asked me, "Can you read?" I think that was what he said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he asked if we could read.
That's
Can
still
you
pretty
guys
shitty
read?
for Disney.
Oh yeah.
That dude asked me, "Can you guys read?" And we were literally the ride was empty. We were the only two people there. So it's like, we can go back to the food court. Damn.
That's amazing.
But and then I got dirt thrown in my face. It's like Disney is
it
like
all
that.
comes
Dude.
back around.
Disney's like that. Like it's really all in your head. Like the fun in Disney World, especially like as an adult, you kind of just have to go with it and ride with it.
Figuratively and literally.
Dude, I'm gonna throw some really emotional claims here. I don't think the Haunted Mansion is very scary. It's silly if
what?
If
oh my god, dude!
it's silly if anything. Dude,
Kyle and I visited Ben a few years ago. Dude, we went on the Haunted Mansion. I didn't open my eyes the whole time. So
I mean,
you guys all four of you visited me when I was in Florida. That's fun.
Well, no shit.
You got free Disney tickets, man. Fuck yeah.
Fucking bribe me.
Perks, bro. That's so funny. So I mean, this guy, or whoever was that, security, freaking dissed you, and then you just still went on the ride, like no problem. I mean, what is this wrong spot? How could you?
Me and Ben looked at each other and fucking laughed our asses off.
Yeah.
Because we knew we were being scolded for. Okay, so there's 3 lines, I believe, because the cart is built in 3 rows. But like I said, there's no one there, like literally no one there. So I guess it was their policy to fill the first row first to keep things like going smoother.
Yeah.
Who knows? But he decided to enforce that rule.
I think part of it was like he was like first row, and then like it was one of those things where the line went like 3, 2, 1. So we just went to like the first row, like physically and not numerically.
Yeah.
So then he was like, "First row, can you read?" It's like, "All right, buddy." It wasn't even a set. I think
he was a little aggressive.
Yeah, I think you might be giving him too much credit. I don't think he was I think he was just like the host, like the ride host, and just told you what line to stand in. He wasn't like a security guard. He was just like the guy whose job it was to tell you which row to stand in.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just wanted an excuse me or sir. That would have been cool. But I did not.
He's had a long day. He's told a lot of people to get in the
I do kind of like. Of course, I'm not the type who would argue with dudes at work, even if he's having a meltdown on me. Like I'm just like, okay, and then I went into the correct row. Like that's the appropriate thing to do. We just laughed. Me and Ben just laughed about it later as like, okay, that was the weirdest thing, especially when at Disney, like you let your guard down, but like that was like way weird.
Over the top for like a very simple direction, just like very aggressive. Yeah, I bet. That's funny, man. It brings good memories though. That's funny. I just noticed Kyle's like his light started strobing, and it was his cat.
my cat walked in front of it.
Who's behind you? That's funny, man. Well, I do want to start wrapping up, and I do want to include you, Zach, on our favorite game of Quick Cash. So
okay, understood.
Music. But no, dude, I mean, I'd love to talk with you a bit more.
Music's on you, Kmac.
And yeah, you're right.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, yeah, you've been doing so much out there, and
I don't know. Do you play Fortnite?
There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack. Yeah,
there really is. Because you're one of the few people I know that moved out of sort of the Midwest in a way.
Oh, I see.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
You left God's country for that whatever you want to call that area.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack. Let's begin the game though. Yeah.
Yeah, man, can you do that?
Another time.
It's a little quiet.
Totally.
I'll
Thanks,
just
Nick.
sing it louder.
Can we just talk over that? All right, who would want to play with? Okay, thanks. You're fired.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll play. Nick doesn't. He lost his shot. I want to play for quick cash.
All right, we're gonna knock Ben out, and
I'm gonna kill you.
all right, yeah, we're gonna have a chat with Nick after the
I'll
show.
throw Nick in the waiting room too.
Just because.
Why
All
not?
right, so Zach, you're gonna get 30 seconds, and
Okay.
that's so funny. No, bring him back in. Come on, dude.
Go ahead.
We're gonna so
Yeah,
we just do the fast money portion.
Okay.
So
Understood.
you are gonna get 30 seconds to give me the best answer after these 5 questions, and then hopefully get enough points for Ben to get past and get through the finish line.
Okay, understood.
All right, you
I'll do
ready?
my
You
best.
nervous?
Ganbatte. That means I'll do my best.
I'm sure it does. Nick, fact check that, please.
Ganbatte.
All right. Let me very slowly adjust the. All right.
Woo! Hey, how's it going, guys?
Here it is.
Don't you just love dead air?
Okay, Zach, name a planet in our solar system you'd like to see up close and personal.
Mars.
We asked 100 adults, name any popular music artist you wish you could see perform live today.
Britney Spears.
Name an invention that should be available by now but is not anywhere close.
Flying cars.
Name a funny movie you like to quote a lot.
The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski.
Okay, name something you miss about grade school.
Something I miss about grade school.
5 seconds.
My friends.
Okay, that's on.
Nap time's gonna be number 1.
Nap time.
Yeah, that's more like preschool.
Oh God, can Ben guess
Also,
emotional answers?
Kyle, I see what you did. You threw in that question, so we're gonna have the definitive answer. Well, if the top answer is not dodgeball, then this debate is settled once and for all.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. All right. Not too bad, Zach. You said for name a planet in our solar system you'd like to see up close and personal. You said Mars. That was the 6th answer on the board. That was only worth 4 points. I think it's because we have the technology to see it pretty up close now. I actually just saw on Facebook, like you could 3D like a rover on Mars, which is kind of neat.
Okay.
Top answer was Jupiter.
Jupiter.
It's just
kind of hell. Yeah.
Want to see what hell looks like? Go to Jupiter.
Good luck.
We asked 100 adults, name any popular music artists you wish you could see perform live. You said Britney Spears. Not on the board. Beatles was number 1. So we asked some of those boomers that you were talking about earlier, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biased survey is understood.
Name an invention you'd like to, or sorry, name an invention, an invention that should be available by now but isn't. Flying cars was number 1 for 45 points. That was a biggie.
Great.
Name a funny movie you like to quote a lot. You said The Big Lebowski.
It's the hard one.
That's a good answer. It is very quotable, but I don't think it's in the mainstream enough. I feel like it's more one of those like cult classics.
That's a hard question because you're not asking me like to name my favorite movies. I have to like think about the most popular movies, and hell if I know. You know,
we've been arguing this
about that
for
one.
About like what 10 months now.
Like what do I know?
Like that. At least it feels like that.
For the last 12 years.
Understood.
We've been arguing.
That's a hard one.
The show was started to answer that question.
Right, this show was born out of the weight of that question. No, yes, we've argued that for a very long time, but the top answer was indeed airplane. Right behind dodgeball. No,
don't give him that satisfaction.
Sorry,
Shrek is pretty
I will.
quotable. That'd be a good answer in my
Airplane,
books.
yeah, airplane is very quotable. That was the top answer. And finally,
Yeah.
name something you miss about grade school. You said Friends. That was the third answer.
Hooray!
For 11 points. Top answer was summer vacation.
Summer vacation
that's
never
good.
changes from grade to grade. Like grades change, but the summer vacation
Right,
is always
but
downtime.
When you were in grade school, you still like enjoyed
Summer
it.
vacation during. Damn, dude, with the emotional questions. Yeah, that makes sense. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So total, you got.
Viva 199.
See, no dead air.
Just one long timpani.
Hope you like the timpani.
60 points.
And it goes again.
Hooray!
60
points. So
almost there.
There's a clap sound effect. Or not.
Oh, there you go.
Well, can you
So 60
remind me
points.
what's the threshold?
The threshold is 400. No,
The threshold's
it's
400.
we doubled the value from the original. No, it's
It's 200, correct?
Yeah, it's only 200. All right,
Okay.
let's get Ben back in here.
Understood.
And yeah, again, those are some tough questions. You know, got to
I
think on
wish
your
Ben
feet
luck.
here, man.
I wish Ben luck.
You're gonna need it because Nick has offered $1,000 if you were to get
V-Bucks.
past. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I was playing with Caleb earlier, and he hasn't played for a while. So like, right away we got like 2 wins off the bat, and it was awesome. So just one of you has to not play for a really long time, and then we'll win every time.
So KJ.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Ben, how you feeling, man? How do you think Zach did?
Zach's a smart guy. I think he did a great job. I'm excited.
Now, don't let looks deceive you.
Awkward.
Yeah, Zach got a total of 60 points.
Oof. All right, that leaves a lot of top answers left for me.
It does leave several
Good
top
attitude.
answers. It's
Good
not.
attitude.
Yeah, it's not completely out of the question. So I'm gonna give you 35 seconds, and the clock will start after I read the first one. All right. Let me get the dramatic music going. And here we go. Name a planet in our solar system you'd like to see up close and personal.
Mars.
Name a different answer.
Pluto.
We asked 100 adults, name any popular music artist you wish to see perform live today.
Paul McCartney.
Name an invention that should be available by now but is not anywhere close.
Flying cars.
Give a different answer.
Not good enough.
Time machine.
Name a funny movie you like to quote a lot.
Airplane.
Name something you miss about grade school.
Recess.
All right, that's time.
We got it. We got it in the bag. This game is for children. I put my Zach lock, my guarantee that will win. My lock of the.
I'll put my pin on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's your pin? Go get your pin. Do you still have your pin there, Zach? Did you bring it?
Yeah,
with
it's
you?
in my. What? It's my closet, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not wearing it? I mean, what the hell?
Oh, dude.
He's not wearing formal attire.
Yeah, you're right. It has to be under the lapel.
Understood.
All the
Understood.
secrets of SAE coming out right now.
I'll do better next time.
Please do. All right, Ben, name a planet in our solar system you'd like to see up close and personal. Funny enough, you didn't name a planet, at least one of ours that we consider a planet anymore. It's a dwarf planet, is Pluto, and that was not on the board.
Whoa! It's not a
it was-
planet, of course not.
Well, not
It's
one.
not the
Yeah,
question. It's the answers on the survey, right?
right. Jupiter was number 1.
That's okay.
Why?
Okay, we'll come
Why?
back.
Let's just put planet Nibiru up there. You know.
That's not in our solar system.
And no one
Yeah,
would
it
like
is.
that
It's hidden behind the sun. It's Planet X. Okay, do your research.
Okay, let's get. Okay, Casey Watson's on right now. Let's get him in. We asked 100 adults, name any popular music artist you wish you could see perform live. You said Paul McCartney. That wasn't on the board.
Let's give it. I say we give it to.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick says yes. Kyle, what do you say?
It was a little bit misunderstood
Sure.
that it could have been live or dead, and I think Ben was going the correct answer because you can't have the Beatles alive.
Okay, that's fair. Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
like
was
you
assuming
wish-
it was like, I thought it was just like tickets that are hard to get or something like I don't know. I didn't realize it was people that are impossible to see.
Fair enough. Yeah, I should have rephrased it. And name
should
any.
have.
Okay, the
Yeah,
Beatles
the
were number
curve.
1. That was 30 points, so we'll give it to you.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zach said Britney Spears, not on the board. Name an invention that should be available but is not. Zach got the top answer with flying cars. Ben, you said time travel. That was the third answer.
Hooray!
For 14 points.
Okay, 2 more to win. Let's go.
Name a funny movie you like to quote a lot. Zach went with The Big Lebowski, which we kind of discussed. That's a good answer. Kind of more of a cult classic, so not
of
super
course.
in the mainstream for those quotes. But I noticed your hesitation, Ben, based on our previous argument, and you did go with the right answer as far as most people would say, and that's Airplane for 40 points.
Yeah, the big money. No way.
Dodgeball was 39 and a half. Name something you taught in school. Thanks. And you said recess, which was the second answer, and that was worth 25. Zach went with spending time with friends. So both of you kind of missed the mark on the planet question, but I think you might have made it up with the last few. So let's see. Dramatic drum roll. So with 60 points, adding your total, what do we think that they got total?
Fine. Say the damn answer. We know we lost.
Quick on your feet there, Kmac.
That's what I do here. They got a total of 109 points.
What? That math makes no sense.
Sure it does.
60 plus
60
some points.
Wait. Yeah,
equals
yeah.
109.
Hold on. That's
You need
that's
somebody to
probably
count
not
for
right.
you.
Okay. Wait. Carry the 1.
Okay, I think it's more like 201. Wait, Nick, fact check. Is that greater than 200?
Okay, hold on. I didn't add.
Unfortunately,
I
no,
didn't
it's
add the
not.
60 to it. I just added Ben's score. The total that both of you got combined for the win
It's 169.
is 169 points.
We did it, boys. We did it.
Smoke weed every day.
So you did win. You did win. You did win the heart of our audience with 160.
Heart doesn't pay the bills, does it?
Exactly. So I got
a great prize on the line tonight. With a $1 million if you would have got the 200, but
exactly. And Nick was willing to give that up. Well, you didn't win tonight, Zach, but like I said, you won our audience hearts with that total, and we appreciate you playing, man, and it's good to see you again.
Anytime.
Awesome, dude. Well, we'll definitely have you on again, and we'll for sure keep in touch. All right.
Understood. Exactly.
Awesome, man. All right, man. Take care. I know it's only like 7:30 there, but have a great rest of your night.
You too. Peace out, guys.
All right. See you, dude. All right, Zach Plain coming live from Seattle. That's a long ways away. And the fact that his parents moved to like the complete opposite corner, I don't know. I feel
opposite time zone.
But yeah, completely. Everything is so different. But it was good to see him again. Good to catch up. He's keeping busy, and he seems like he's doing pretty well. So yeah, guys. Nick, we played some pretty funny clips
No,
earlier.
I was watching you guys watch them. I was muted though, so
really?
they looked pretty dialogue heavy, so I didn't find them that funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But,
I might throw them back up
so-
again next time, but yeah, I don't know. We had some fun. We got some laughs. Got a good recipe from Ben. Talked about my grandma, my fake grandma, and
I mean, I think it
very
was
enjoy.
your grandma.
I very much enjoy coming here at the
Profile.
end. Yeah, we got some funny clips. Some recipes. I talked about my grandma. Wow,
And with that,
riveting show.
what more could you ask for? I've
I've
got that set, but and then next time I'm gonna try to pull some scammer clips. We do have another guest on Wednesday. They're gonna be talking about their private studio that they've begun to set up. Another former alumni, a friend of ours from Milliken, Alex Bravos, is gonna be talking to us. And
one person
brother-
is not an alumni.
You're right.
Who cares?
Illuminati.
He's
I don't
part
care.
of the alumni.
You're right. He is illuminous. But he'll talk to us for a bit about his what he's doing right now,
Aluminum.
and yeah, the aluminum and what he's doing with his school. But that's about it. I'm getting a bit sleepy, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up.
Go to bed.
But we'll see you next time, and check back for those hilarious clips. I'm gonna get the scammer things prepared for next time because that sounded pretty funny.
We're gonna do a cover lover next week.
That's right. Cover lover coming up. Is that super loud?
Yep.
We're doing it right now.
What do you guys think? That is based on an original, so. All right, let me pull it
All
up.
right, play it out.
Yeah. But no, we'll get one up, and it should be a great time. All right. This is a little more.
Good timing.
Too quiet.
This is more pleasing to the ear. All right. See you next time, guys. At least as long as it's on a full.